today we are going to discuss about the if statement that we use in VHDL. First, let us see the syntax of each if statement. So this is actually same to that of the if statement that we use in C, C++, all those. Okay. So the syntax is like this. There is a keyword if, then condition 1, then sequential statements, else if condition 2, then sequential statements, else sequential statements, end if. So in between you put else if. For the last clause you put else. Then you have to also end the if. This if you can also use in the process statement. Inside the process statement also you can use the if. Okay. Next, let us see an example. So the example is if x equal to 5 and y equal to 9, then z is equal to a. So this is the assignment operator that we use in VHDL. So z is assigning the value of a, else if x is greater than or equal to 5, then z is assigned the value b, else z is assigned the value, else z is less than c. So this is a statement where we use if. So first we are writing a condition, then you will get a statement, or you are writing a sequential statement here. Then for the next clause you are using else if, again you are putting a condition. For the last clause you are putting just else. So if any of this condition is not satisfied, then you will put a else and you give a sequential statement here, then end if. Okay, this is actually same of as that of the other languages. In those languages also we generally put like this. Okay. Next, if and process statement. Now I have told you that you can actually use the if statement inside a process. So how can you write it? Let's see. Process. This is the sensitivity list of the process. We have already uploaded a video on the process statement, how to write the process statements, various types of process statements, all those things. Just watch that video, you'll get a clear idea. Okay. So here you are writing the process keyword in the sensitivity list. You are putting en and d. Begin. Then you put an if statement here. If en equal to 1, then q equal to d. Q equal to means q is assigning, that is the value d is assigned to the variable q, end if. So when you're writing a if statement, make sure that you put a end if statement inside that process itself. Only after that you have to put the end process. Okay. Don't put the end if after this end process, it will throw an error. Okay. Or it will not work properly. So anyway, you have to, if you are using an if statement, you have to put an end if also. Okay. So this is how you write if statement inside a process. Next, defining conditions as Boolean. So next we are going to define the conditions of a if statement as Boolean. Okay. Again, you are writing this if statement inside a process. So process alarm time, current time, variable alarm is to Boolean. So you are defining a variable which is a Boolean variable, and the name of the variable is alarm. Okay. Begin. Alarm is to alarm time equal to current time. This means that when alarm time is equal to current time, then the variable alarm is set to 1. So Boolean means it can only take 1 and 0, right? Boolean means it can have only value 1 and 0. So when this condition is satisfied, then the variable alarm will be equal to 1. Otherwise it will be 0. Okay. Next, based on this variable, which is a Boolean variable, this if statement is working. See here, if alarm, then sound alarm is taking the value 1, else sound alarm is taking the value 0. Okay, end if, end process. Okay, so what we have done here is we have actually defined a variable as Boolean. The name of that variable we have taken as alarm, and based on this Boolean variable, your if statement is working. You are not actually defining any conditions inside the if statement. There is no condition here, just you are putting this Boolean variable. We know that Boolean means it is either true or false. That means it either 1 or 0. Boolean means either true or false, right? So if it is true, then one condition is satisfied, else the other condition. Okay, so just like that. So this is how you define the Boolean variable, and based on which you write the if statement. Again, you have to write the end if and then write the end process. Okay. Next, reset using if statement. Okay, so how to write the reset or how to perform the reset using if statement. Let us see. So you're going to define a process. There are two sensitivity list signals. One is clock signal, next is reset signal. Begin. If reset is equal to 1, then count is equal to 0. Else if clock tick event and clock equal to 1, then if count is greater than 9, then count equal to 0, else count equal to count plus 1. So this is actually a simple working of a counting operation or a counter. So this actually counting from 0 to 9. Okay, if count is greater than or equal to 9 means it will count from 0 to 9. Okay, so you are actually performing a reset. If reset is equal to 1, then count is 0. That is whenever you are putting a or whenever you are pressing a reset button of a counter, the counter will reset to initial state, right? So just like that, when you are pressing a reset button or when you are giving a value 1 to the reset signal, then the counter will reset to the original state or the initial state. So that's why you are assigning this count equal to 0. Else, if clock tick event and clock equal to 1, that is based on the clock ticking, for every clock cycle, the count is getting incremented. Till which value the count will increment? Till 9. See, if count is greater than or equal to 9 means count is again getting resetted to the original or the initial value. Else, the count will get incremented by 1 based on the clock. Okay, end if, end process. Here you are clearly using two if statements. One is here, one is here. So to end if. So how many number of times you are opening a if statement, you have to end that much of time. Otherwise, again it will throw a error. Okay, and also after only ending these if statements, you have to end the process. Okay. So in this video, we have actually seen the syntax of if statements that we use in VHDL coding. We have seen various types of usage of if statements. So when you are studying these examples, that will actually help you to learn the VHDL coding. Okay, so these are actually small code snippets which will help you to learn VHDL programming. Okay, so I'm really hoping that you found the video useful. If yes, please do give it a thumbs up. Also share it with your friends, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want more videos and also job updates. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching and keep on watching.